You know, I'm not much for AI. I think that AI is a very powerful tool that we can use in limited applications to increase productivity, enhance efficiency, and things like that. But it's also a very dangerous tool that we should seek to validate whenever we use it as an information source, particularly if it is thin on the details. You should always be fact-checking your stuff before you take it at face value, shall we say. Well, the last couple days since the Department of Justice came out in support of the National Firearms Act, National Gun Registry, I've been asking some questions of Grok, the XAI. You can follow me on X and all the relevant places if you would like to. Questions like, did the Trump administration really come out in support of the National Firearms Act, National Gun Registry? Is that consistent with a pattern of behavior that aligns with the ideology of his predecessors, both Obama and Biden? The 1934 National Firearms Act is an outdated, unconstitutional, and draconian regulation that imposes restrictions on the right of the people to keep and bear arms through the exercise of attacks. You know, that thing that we literally fought a war against Britain over. We're talking about a regulation that hails from the same mindset to the people that thought it would be a good idea to ban alcohol in this country. It predates the creation of the ballpoint pen even, let alone the national instant check system that we currently use today, which is the system that many on my side of the argument say that is what we should be using for these classes of weapons. But I would also like to point out to you that in recent history, there have been instances where this law was used to abuse, extort, imprison, prosecute, and even murder United States citizens. And today, what I would like to do is use the tools that we've been given, Grok's AI, to discuss what happened at the Ruby Ridge siege in 1992, where the federal government sought to enforce the National Firearms Act, resulting in bloodshed. Just because you carry a gun or a knife or pepper spray or taser, et cetera, does not mean that you are insured to come out of that situation 100% uninjured, or other people for that matter. So it is, I think, my duty to remind you that you should be carrying medical equipment in your vehicles, in your on your person, and you should have multiple kits in your house and all that sort of stuff. And my one-stop shop for all things medical is Medical Gear Outfitters. We have a discount code with those folks that you should use to great effect to get that stuff at a reasonable rate so you guys can get yourself squared away. Special thanks to Medical Gear Outfitters for making today's video possible. So I asked Grok some questions that I'm going to present to you along with the answers, and I'm going to program this AI to respond for effect with the voice of Snoop Dogg. Grok, please summarize the timeline of events involved in the 1992 Ruby Ridge siege in 1,000 words or less.
The 1992 Ruby Ridge siege in Idaho involved Randy Weaver, charged with weapons violations, and his family. Timeline: February 1991. Weaver fails to appear in court. August 21st, 1992. U.S. Marshals surveil cabin. Shootout kills Marshal William DeGan and Weaver's son Sammy. August 22. FBI arrives. Sniper kills Vicky Weaver. Wounds Randy and Kevin Harris. August 22 to 30. 11-day standoff with negotiations. August 31. Weaver and Harris surrender. Aftermath. Weaver acquitted of most charges. Government paid $3.1 million settlement.
Grok, what specifically were the weapons violations Randy Weaver was charged with, and how did the government find out?
Randy Weaver was charged with manufacturing and possessing illegal firearms, specifically 2 sawed-off shotguns with barrels shortened to under 18 inches, violating federal law. The government discovered this virus sting in 1989, and undercover ATF informant Kenneth Faley alias Gus Magisano, approached Weaver, who agreed to shorten and sell the shotguns for $300 each. Weaver claimed entrapment.
Grok, what happened when government agents came to arrest Randy Weaver?
On August 21st, 1992, marshals entered the Ruby Ridge property to arrest Randy Weaver on an outstanding warrant. His dog detected them and was shot by a marshal. This sparked a shootout. Weaver's son Sammy was killed by a shot in the back, and Deputy Marshal William DeGan was killed by family friend Kevin Harris. The incident escalated into an 11-day standoff.
Grok, during the 11-day standoff at Ruby Ridge in 1992, what happened to Vicki Weaver?
On August 22, 1992, during the Ruby Ridge standoff, FBI sniper Lon Horiuchi fired a shot at armed suspect Kevin Harris as he retreated into the cabin. The bullet passed through the door, fatally striking Vicki Weaver in the head while she held her 10-month-old daughter Alicia. Vicki died instantly. The incident was ruled a tragic accident, but it led to investigations and a $3.1 million settlement to the Weaver family.
Grok did an okay job at the surface-level historical details, but let me translate this for you, and you can validate this through multiple accounts online. It's written all over the place. You can easily look up the historical record. So, Randy Weaver was given the wrong court date. So he didn't show up to court. They came to get him. And in the process of coming to get him, their dog rushes a strange man on their property. My dog freaks out when it rains outside. I'm sorry, did I wake you? His 14-year-old son and neighbor were present for the shooting, and 14-year-old, that means a freshman in high school, just witnessed his dog get shot by somebody, and he returns fire on the officer. And you know what? Being somebody who's in the know as far as firearms and all that sort of stuff and self-defense law and all that sort of stuff, that you're not allowed to do that, all right? You're not allowed to defend your pets. I think that is unconscionable. The officers then shoot and kill the 14-year-old son and the neighbor. 14-year-old son was fleeing at the time, gets shot in the back, right? This then escalates to a standoff that runs multiple days, and in the process, one of the snipers for the government shoots Vicki Weaver in the face while she's holding her infant child. Ultimately, Weaver surrenders, is taken into custody, fights them. Jury acquits him of just about everything. I think he ended up getting the bail charges or something like that, right? Sues the government, gets a bunch of money. Money that will not bring his wife and son back, will not bring his dog back, will not bring his neighbor back. None of it. So let's go down to the vault for a second, because I have a visual demonstration that I would like to show you. What it is, the government thought it was acceptable to kill someone's dog, kill someone's son, kill someone's neighbor, and kill somebody's wife while they're holding an infant over. What I have here on the wall in front of you is an example of a short-barreled shotgun, an SBS, or sometimes referred to as a sawed-off shotgun. This is a registered short-barreled shotgun. This is actually a sawed-off shotgun that I registered with the federal government. It's very similar to the type of weapon that the whole situation out in Idaho in 1992 that involved Randy Weaver and the deaths of his family members was fought over. If we compare that shotgun to this shotgun, a regular old Mossberg shotgun that you can purchase without a outdated, unreasonable, intrusive registration process, just on a regular 4473 NICS background check. If we compare this shotgun to the sawed-off shotgun, the relevant dimension, legally speaking, is the barrel. The difference between this shotgun and that shotgun, from a legal perspective, is 2 inches of barrel. I have another shotgun for you here. Yet another shotgun They can be purchased at any gun shop in America with a standard background check. Nothing like what's going on with this one. That is what the Weaver family died over. That is the ideology that the Trump administration continues to defend. That is the regulatory scheme that the Department of Justice under this administration continues to perpetuate. I don't want to hear another damn thing about them being pro-Second Amendment. They've had multiple opportunities to roll those regulations back and outright get rid of them. And they have not done it. They have not taken those opportunities. And last week, they actively defended those regulations, saying that these were somehow concealable. I challenge any one of you to get one of those things in your pants. None of them are easy to conceal. It's a bunch of bullshit. And again, I don't want to hear another thing about how this is the most pro-Second Amendment administration and Department of Justice in United States history, because it is a bold-faced lie. And that's what I've got for you guys today.